Hey everybody, this is Dr. Boyd. I'm at Epiphany Women's Health today, and I wanted to talk to you about why we use BioTe pellet therapy for our hormone replacement. Very interesting. Pellet therapy is considered by many people to be new. It's a new fad. Most traditional OBGYNs don't use it. What's it all about? Very interesting story. It's been around since 1939. 1939. Going on 80 plus years. It was first developed at Johns Hopkins Medical System for women that needed hormone management after hysterectomy and oophorectomy. That means removal of the uterus and removal of the ovaries. So they developed these pellets, inserted them right underneath the skin, and helped women with their menopausal symptoms. That's what happens when you take the ovaries out in a younger woman. Flash forward 20 plus years. That's how long it took until the pill came out for estrogen. And many people have heard of it. It was called Premarin. Premarin was used for 50 years. Crazy. A lot of people don't know this either. Premarin was extracted from the estrogen from a pregnant horse's urine. You heard me right. A pregnant horse would pee. They would collect the urine. Large doses of estrogen were in that urine. They extracted them and made Premarin estrogen tablets that probably your mother, your grandmother would have used for 50 plus years. It wasn't until probably the early 1990s, mid 1990s, that the other products that I'm sure you've heard about, the shots, the creams, the patches, they were derived in the early or the late 90s, early 2000s. The bioidentical creams about that same time. So pellet therapy, why again do we use that? Very interesting. BioTe is one of the main manufacturers of molecular identical hormones to the female woman, to the human female woman. Premarin, which came from a mammal, is very similar in structure, but it's not the same molecular structure. So BioTe was created about 15 years ago. Why the pellet? The problem with all products excluding the pellet is they have ups and downs in your serum system. Now think about this. You take your pill, your Premarin pill, or whatever estrogen you're on. When you swallow it, it's metabolized in the liver. But sometimes it's metabolized more, sometimes less. So that means one day you may have higher levels, another day you may have lower levels. The shot, you have a great serum level. That means what's the hormone in your blood. The first week, it goes down the second week, down the third week, down the fourth week, and then you get your shot again, usually at the end of the fourth week. Creams, now think about this. They'll say on your instructions, take a dime's worth. Now think about that. Think about trying to put toothpaste on your toothbrush in a dime's worth. That means the diameter this way and thickness. So some days you're going to get more cream than other days. Again, that makes your serum levels go up and down. Or maybe you have hairy legs and it doesn't even get into your body. Think about patches. I live in South Alabama. It is hot and humid. You think about a patch. You think a patch is going to stick well in a woman in South Alabama? So she ends up some days having very little estrogen because her patch isn't on well. Those are the problems with all the other products excluding the pellet. The pellet is inserted right underneath your skin, usually in your buttocks. Little tiny blood vessels are called arterioles. They're about the size of your hair. They override the little pellet. So every time your heart beats, it goes from the heart to a big blood vessel, littler blood vessel, littler blood vessel, and it ends up in the arteriole taking oxygen to your extremities. Way down in your toes, there's little tiny arterioles. In the buttocks, little arterioles as well, and they go over that little pellet. It's about the size of a small baby aspirin, and they pick up a little hormone, either estrogen or testosterone. And every time your heart beats, blood flows over that pellet. Every time your heart beats, blood flows over that pellet. And you end up with what's called a steady state serum level. That's a fancy medical term for the blood stays, or the hormone level stays the same every day. So you don't have one day where you feel great from your hormone, other days where you feel terrible because your hormone levels are low. Pellet therapy, it's not new. We love pellet therapy here at Epiphany Women's Health. We can help you. Come see us. We have a plan for you. Have a great day.